Thank you all. Let's do it.
Do we have the ballots?
I just need to do a roll call vote.
Yes. The motion to do a roll call vote has been seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay.
Nay.
Any abstentions signify with aye. The ayes have it. We can do a roll call vote. So it's either aye or aye in Jordan or nothing. Yeah.
Fatima. Aye. Manola. Sierra. Aye. Delauer. DJ. Miracle. Joshua. Luana. Janelle. Anna. Steven.
Aye.
Sai.
Aye.
Cassandra. Ganzi.
Aye.
Hein.
Aye.
Ethan.
Aye.
Charby. Yes. Raj.
Yes.
Jordan. TJ.
Aye.
Aliano. Christy. Adele. Deontay. Roderick.
Aye.
Sakeem. Nathaniel.
Aye.
Stephanie. Corey. Taylor.
Aye.
Solon.
Aye.
Farhan.
Aye.
Sarah.
Aye.
Tiffany.
Yes.
Natasha. Yes. Josie. Yes. Siva.
Yes.
John Burton.
A unanimous decision. Ian Jordan is your next Leica chair. All right, so now we'll move back to new business for Mr. John Bennett. Yes, sir. We got a podium for you and everything.
I appreciate y'all making time for me today. I brought a handout that I'm gonna wade through. It's not the best way to do this, so I'm gonna try it. I'll start around, somebody take, just pass that. I wish I could tell you I'm gonna be brief, but I think the topic is important enough to take some time, and I hope we'll wait with me as we go through this. Because really it impacts on your future as much as it does mine, and probably more so than yours and mine. But what I wanted to do, everybody have a copy? What I wanted to do was sort of lift up the edge of the rug and show you a part of VCU that you probably don't see except by experiencing it. And let me start with what the bottom line is, and that is that VCU is pretty much at a crossroads. And what I want to talk about is the instructional part of the budget that we operate under. And I literally mean instructional. I'm not talking about residence halls, I'm not talking about athletics, I'm not talking about dining. I'm talking literally about the part that you all see in the classroom. And there's been a long-standing policy in Virginia that your instructional activity is funded from two sources. One of them is the state, because VCU is a public institution, and the other one is your own tuition. And for lots of reasons, VCU is sort of at a crossroads, and I want, if you'll bear with me, I want to take you through, because I really want to make you understand. It's not going to be on the test, but I really want to make you understand what it is that we're all facing collectively. My job is to try and manage the finances, but it's your job to experience the result of the management that we do. So let me start you through. You know, 10 years ago, the state paid about 70% of the cost of the instructional budget at VCU. Same thing around all the other public institutions. Now it pays about 30%. And I've tried to wrestle with ways of showing that to people, but I've sort of settled on one, which is that 10 years ago, the state gave VCU $25 million more than it is this year, and we had 9,000 fewer students. So let me turn it on its head. This year we'll be getting $25 million less from the state than we did 10 years ago, and there are 9,000 more of you in your classmates. That's page 2. What? See, I gotta go out of order just to see if you're with me. Okay? I started my adult life as a classroom teacher, so you gotta do something besides just stand up here and say, all right, page 1, line 1. Okay? Now, what that means in raw numbers is that in the next 4 years, between 2008 and 2012, we're gonna lose $66 million in state funding. And we're between this year and next year, we're gonna lose another 12 million. Between next year and the following year, we're gonna lose 25 million more. So this is the graphic, 9,000 more students and 25 million less in state support. Now what does that mean? Next page, my copy says page 4, I don't know what your copy says. If I'm going too fast, you know, raise your hand, let your forehead hit the table, something to let me know it's not connected. Everybody out there? Okay? Here, work with me, all right? Okay? What that means is that in the last 10 years, we've lost $4,141 per in-state student. Our cut at 41% is the second highest of all of the public universities. Why is that? Because when the state cuts, it cuts based on the institutions that are getting state support. And because we're substantially in-state, we're 88% in-state, UVA is about 72, 73% in-state, we're 88, we get larger cuts than the other institutions. And so that amounts to $4,100 a student. At the same time, and I want to spend some time on this because this is key, page 5, you know, when you're in a classroom, the faculty member said, this is key, you know it's going to be on the test. This is important. We have the lowest tuition and fees of any of the Virginia institutions that grant doctoral degrees. This year, not counting dining, not counting residence halls, if you'll look at the graphic, this year our charges all in, tuition and fees, $7,117 a year. Look to the left, JMU $72.44, they don't grant any doctoral degrees. Old Dominion $73.18, George Mason $8,000, Virginia Tech $86, UVA $97, William & Mary $10,800. And we've done that by design because we wanted to preserve access as much as we could, but now we're sort of hit. Substantial cuts from the state, which aren't going to go away, and very low tuition cannot fund the program that you all require. Let me go on with this for a while. Right now, we charge just about the same tuition that Mary Washington does. Mary Washington has no medical school, has no engineering school, has no art school, has no other high-cost programs. It's got 5,000 students, 4,000 undergraduates. Their largest major is English. So you all are going to school and paying the same tuition as a small liberal arts school in Fredericksburg. And we're below Longwood by $1,800. We're $800 below Christopher Newport. And we're operating engineering, trying to operate engineering, medical, art schools, and something's got to give. For the board, and what I'm giving you is the same material I gave the Board of Visitors 10 days ago. The board asked me, okay, so plumb the nation and tell us who we're like. And so I went looking for large public institutions that offer a medical degree and have substantial research activity. So there is a database, I found 60 institutions like VCU. And what you look across and you'll see, I've shown you second column tuition and fees for resident undergraduate